Yeah, the Linux is file-oriented operating system. That means you do a lot of things in this operating system with the editing the files and then management of the files. So you will do that as the system administrator. So it is important to know the file structure. So we will learn some basics. So first, part 1, file system hierarchy. Okay, so you need to familiar with the common default directories that exist on almost all of the Linux systems. When we say Linux systems, we are talking on different distros, such as Red Hat, Ubuntu, CentOS, and so on. Okay, and there are some small variations, but what we will cover is the most common file directories that you should be familiar as the system administrator. So similar to Windows, Linux file system is organized in hierarchical manner, which means there is a parent-child relationship. Okay, so when we say tree, this actually the terminology tree is common in so many places. For example, the tree, you plant the seed and then tree grows upward, right? So it goes from bottom to top. However, with the representation in the tree in so many areas, especially in computer science, for example, in data structures in the computer science, you have tree structure. The root is the other way around. Normally the root of the tree is on the ground, and then the branches goes towards up. With the computer science and in so many other places, you have the root at the top, and then you go down. So there are some differences between graph and tree. The difference between the graph and tree is that you have children. Okay, so for example, you have 2 nodes. So each of them is called node. Okay, so you have node and node. Imagine that they are siblings, and which means they share the same parent. Okay, with the graph, these 2 siblings may be connected directly with a link. Okay, so these are link or edge, or let's call it a link. So they may be directly attached to each other, but with the tree, there is no direct connection between 2 siblings. If you want to go from one sibling to another sibling, you go to the parent and then go to the other sibling. Okay, so here, as you see, the root in the Linux file system is represented with /. Okay, /. And then we have some directories. So the reason that this, instead of /etc, so it is /etc, is that this is actually absolute path. So we say that we can access this /etc by using absolute path regardless of wherever we are. Okay, yeah, so that is the root directory. Okay, so this is clear. Under the /etc we have /etc samba, /etc httpd, and so on. And under this we have some others. Okay, I think this is straightforward, and you are familiar with this from the Windows already. And these are some of the common directories in this table. So this is the root directory, and under the bin you find executable programs. So bin stands for binary. All right, so remember I said there are actually 2 different types of files in in Linux, binary files and text files. Text files means they include the characters. If you look at the content of these files, you will see letters A to Z and numbers, okay, 0 to 9, and then some special characters such as question mark, dollar sign, and all of those. Okay, the binary files are actually you don't see them with the content a text editor. You can, however, you will not understand anything if you use a text editor. For example, if it is a video file and image file, a picture or PDF file, or whatever it is, then you won't understand what it is. In order to see what it is, if it is a video file, then you should use a video player. Okay, yeah. So you should use the specific program for that executable program. Okay, and then boot contains all files that are needed to boot Linux kernel. Device files that are used for accessing physical devices. So this directory is essential during boot. Okay, so such as the printer, keyboard, mouse, and so on. At C, we will use this one a lot, and this contains configuration files, okay, that are used by programs and services that are used on your server. Okay, so for example, we will see this, but for example, when you create some users, some groups, and so these are those files are included in these etc directory. And home is used for local user home directories. So this, although it says home, it is not your home directory. Okay, so if your name is John, okay, then if you are John, then your home directory would be /home/John. Okay, so if my username is Gonen BL, for example, then it would be under the /home/Gonen BL. Okay, so when I say go to your home directory, don't go to /home. So whoever you are, you should go there, which means /home/ your username. Okay, and then that will be actually, it will be represented with the tilde sign. Tilde is the key just below the escape key on your keyboard. And so you press shift and then you press Z key. Okay, tilde. And some others, let me see. Yeah, you can read this, but I don't expect you to memorize all of them. But some of them that you will be using anyway. Okay, the top level directory may contain subdirectories, so we can list them by using the ls. Okay, so now let's go to sandbox. So before the lecture, I opened this already. Okay, so at the top, I click on the deployments. Okay, this one. I open this one. Okay, and let me connect to remote control. Okay, that is P, uppercase P. A $sign W0RD. Okay, so let me clear. Okay, so here, let me put that here, and let me put the project just next to it. Yeah, so here, if you want to learn to see what is, first of all, I know where I am actually. So by looking at this tilde, okay? So, but still, let's look at where I am, PWD, so which is print working directory. And it shows that I am under the home and user because my username is user, okay? So Gonen BL lin 2, this is the host name for the machine, but my user name is just user, okay? I mean, who am I? User, okay? So here, so that shows the username. And if I say ls, it will show my current directory, okay? So here we have some folders. So folders are represented with blue color, and then some text files. And if I want to say, show them in detail, and I can say ls -l. So this is long listing. When I say long listing, it will just show the details, okay? And so these folders, these ones are folders, actually, or directory, the same thing. How do we know that? At the beginning, it has D, okay? And D represents the directory. The other RWX, these are about the permissions. We will learn them later. So either next week or week 5, I don't remember exactly. But here, the first, focus on the first character, we have hyphen. So that means these are the, these are the text files. And let me see what we have in the bilal.txt, or let's look at broccoli. I really don't know what we have over there. Because it is only 32 bytes, okay? So which is very small, 32 bytes. That means 32 characters. So that is very small. I don't expect to have a long content that would require me to go page up, page down. I can simply say cat and then broccoli. So I can say BR, or let me do B, okay? If I press tab, it doesn't complete because it doesn't distinguish which one I am referring to. Is it Bilal or broccoli? So if imagine that there are a lot of files and folders, and I know that what I am looking for starts with B, but I don't quite remember what it was exactly. I can press the tab key on my keyboard twice. Okay. I have some internet connection problem. Okay, let me do it again. All right. Anyway, so it shows that Bilal, TXT, broccoli. Okay, both of them starts with B. And then I can say, okay, broccoli R. Then if I press tab, then it completes. Okay. And then, so this is the cat. It shows the content. So this is the one that we covered last week. So if I say less. There is also more, but more is not used very common because with the more you go one direction, which is page down. So less is more common, so you can go up and down. I say less, and then let's look at Bilal because it is so it has more bytes, so it's around 16 kilobytes. So I assume there are a lot of content in it. So less and Bilal. Then okay, I don't remember which content this is. So this is the files in one of the directories. So if I press space, it goes to the next page, next page, next page. Okay, so it just keeps going. So there are a lot of files. So to quit out of here, you just press Q, okay? And then you come back to terminal. And what else? Well, let's go step by step. So run a directory listing for the following directories and to explore their contents. So let's look at so this represents root, okay? Here. So if I say ls /, okay? And then this shows all the folders inside of the here, inside of the root. If I say ls -l, so you can do ll, but ll may not work all the time because, so let me see. Okay, ll works. However, notice that it does not display the same thing. This has bin, dev, home, okay? However, here, I don't see them. I see something different. The reason is that if I just say ll, it displays the ll is the same as ls space -l, which is long listing. This will, if I don't use any option, actually not option, a parameter, it will display the current directory because currently I am in my home directory. So it displays the directory over there. If I want to display the root, then I should say ls, and then I mean ll, and then where I want to display, here, /. Then it displays all of these in detail, okay? And also if you want to display, by the way, ll may not work all the time. So it is because remember, the ll is the alias for the ls space -l. So it may not work because it may not be set up initially. So just to be on the safe side, we can do this -l. And also I want to display the hidden files. I do this -a. So this is also another option. And then parameter. Parameter is which location I want to display. If you don't use any parameter, it will display the current directory. Then I will say display the root. Actually, there is no hidden files, but it just shows dot. Okay. By the way, what is dot? All right. So if I say ls, okay, and then I press enter, it shows here the same place. All right. If I want to say, if I want to see what is, by the way, when I say display the content of something, that something would be either a text file or a directory. So be careful. If I say display the content of broccoli, so you should say, okay, broccoli is not a directory, it is a file. So to display the content of files, you use either cat or less, okay? Or more. There are some other options, but most of the time we will use cat or less to display the content of files. To display the content of a directory, then we use ls. Okay, I hope this is clear. So if I want to display, honestly, I don't know which one has. So desktop might have something. Let me say ls desktop. No, it is empty. But it is okay. So let me see. Oops, I'm sorry. Okay, so this shows recursively. No, all of them is empty. Videos, templates. Okay, anyway, so all of them is empty. So if I say ls content, display the content of desktop, okay. Okay, sorry for the internet. Okay, yeah, now it is empty. And if I do this, it is actually the same thing. Dot desktop. Okay, so dot represents actually the current location. So here it seems that redundant, but in some places we may need to use that. The other thing is, let me go to the inside of the desktop. So I say cd desktop. Right now, as you see, I am inside of the desktop directory. If I say ls, there is nothing to display. So now, while I am in the desktop, so first of all, let me show where I am. pwd. I am inside of the home user desktop. While I am inside of the desktop, I want to display the content of the user directory. So here I can do this. This is one way. ls, then I use absolute path. Okay, absolute path. Can somebody tell me the absolute path of the user directory?
Would it be /home/user?
Yes, exactly. So we start with a /home/user, and then I display this. Now, here is a question that I did not explain before, but in case some of you may know this already. What is the, still I want to display the same content, which is the content of the user directory. What is the relative path of user directory? Any answer? Okay, no answer. When I say relative, the name says it, right? Relative to what? Relative to where I am. So first of all, I say ls. From here, I want to say, because I am inside of the desktop, I want to say display the content of my parent. Okay, so I am inside of the desktop, and my parent would be user directory. Then I represent it with this for the dot dot. Okay, so if I do this, then it would go up and then display. So after this, if you put /, I believe that shouldn't make any difference. Yeah, it doesn't make any difference. It goes up and then display. So where I am, so just because I displayed my parent content of my parent directory, doesn't mean that I went there and displayed. No, I didn't actually have gone there and then displayed. I am still inside of the desktop location, desktop directory. So if I say ls here, there is nothing because desktop directory is empty. Now imagine that while I am still inside of the desktop directory, I want to display the content of the music directory. Now, can somebody tell me how I can display the content of music directory by using the relative path?
Would it be the dot dot slash then music?
Exactly, yes. Dot dot, and then so dot dot represents parent, which is the user directory, and then music. Okay, why did it not work? Any idea? We forgot something.
The ls?
Yes, exactly, ls. ls, and then music. Okay, so it is empty. So while I am still inside of the desktop directory. If I want to display the content of the music directory by using the absolute path, then I would just use this one, home, and then user, and then music. Okay, so this would work wherever I am. Okay, so that is the difference between relative path and absolute path. I hope this much exercise is sufficient, but please don't hesitate to let me know if anything not clear, the distinction between relative path and absolute path. Okay, and so remember, ls dot represents the current directory where I am. There is nothing. If I so by the way, right now I am in the desktop. Let's move my location. So now I want to go to the parent directory. I can do this. cd. I'm sorry for the slowness of my internet. Okay, what happened? Okay. Okay, yeah. So I say cd dot dot. Then it will, cd stands for change directory. So now, as you see the prompt from, this is the prompt. This highlighted part is the prompt. From the prompt, I can see that I am now inside of the here. All right. Now let's complicate things a little bit. If I say cd and go into the documents, while I am here, if I do cd dot dot, I would go to the parent directory. But I don't want to go to parent directory. I want to go to one of my sibling directory, which is the, as one of the sibling directory of the documents would be music. Okay, then I would say dot dot forward slash music. Then, so this, I am changing directory from here to music. Okay, so here, if I say cd documents, I cannot go there because there is no document in the music directory. Music directory is, I believe it must be empty. ls, yes, it is empty. Okay, yeah, so this is how you use relative path when changing directory. And let's look at some other, etc, var, varlog. I don't go, I don't need to go there. I can say ls, okay, ls, let me think, etc. Okay, now here is a tricky question. Let me show you this. How can I display the content of the var? Okay, this is a tricky question. How can I display the content of the var by using relative path? So this is a $1 million question. Just kidding, I don't have $1 million. How can I display the content of the var directory by using the relative path? Any idea? Just to give you a hint, let me type this print working directory.
Couldn't you change the directory to slash? Just make it easier to.
How can I? So you say that go to the root directory first, but I don't want to go there. I still I am comfortable in the music directory, but I want to just display the content of the var directory.
Is the var directory in the same directory as the home directory?
No. As you see here, under the root. Yeah, I mean, inside of the home directory, there is only the home directories of the users. So theoretically, there could be multiple users, and then just the user is one of them. I mean, yeah, so there could be some other users. They would be all inside of the home. But currently in the home directory, we have just user directory because user is the only user in this system. But yeah, so it is var is under the root. Any idea?
Can you just go ls /var?
Very good. However, this is absolute path. I want to see the same result by using the relative path. I mean, you might think that, okay, but this is so easy. Why do we need to use relative path? The purpose is I just try to teach you how to use relative path as an exercise. Any idea?
Could you do dot slash slash or and then
okay.
slash var?
Another dot.
I think so.
Okay, and then
slash var.
Okay, let's see. Yes, exactly, it worked. So here, where am I? If you look at here, I'm sorry. If you look at here, where I am inside of the music directory, okay? When I use dot, then I go to the, actually I don't go, but when I display, imagine that I go to the user. And then another dot, it takes me the inside of the home directory. Still, I am not at the root. I am inside of the home directory with this, okay? By doing this, I am inside of the home directory. By doing this, another dot, okay? Another dot, and then I am inside of the root, and then from the root, I say slash var, okay? Then it displays that. All right, so I hope this is clear. So if I go to my home directory, so if I say pwd, I am inside of the user. If I want to display the content of the var, then first I would go to the home directory. Then from home directory, I need to go to the root, then display. So that means ls dot takes me to, if I do this, it shows user, okay? Because inside of the home, we have user. If I say ls dot, this would take me to root, okay? And then from here, /var, then it displays the content of the var. Okay. What else? Yeah, I will skip this. So these are simple. And actually, there is also root directory. So when I say root, go to the root, I am referring to /. And there is also root directory contains, okay, so let's look at the root directory, ls root. Permission denied because I need the root, the administrator admin permission. So we will look at that later, how to display that. I don't want to confuse you. I don't want to teach you something not a part of this module. Okay, so yeah, so these are important things, ls, etc, and then var. This is how we see that. I talked about this already. Okay, and now part 2, Linux file types. Yeah, so there are different types. Some of them is MP4, JPEG, the video file, and image files, and so on. So file extensions can be used in Linux, but actually they are ignored by the operating system. So they are just help you to identify the content of the file. So it is just naming convention. So for example, if this is a video file, if I change it from MP4 to MP7, still that really doesn't matter. I can still use a video player to display the content of this MP4 or MP7, whatever it is. Okay, so ls, so I talked about this already. And D is for the, so when you say lsl, and then it is a long listing, so you can see the file types. So if it is just dash, then that means regular file. And D is for the directory. L is for the links that we will learn later. So link is just like a shortcut, okay? In so many places we have shortcuts, so links. And C is character, block, and so on. So we will see some of them later. But for now, just know that hyphen and directory. What else? Long directory. Okay, so let me scroll down. Okay, LSL, so this displays the content of the root. Okay. And then inside of the log file, var and log file, it contains many files with the extension log. These are just regular text files that contains logs from several processes. Okay, let me scroll down. What is this? And Linux file paths, I think I spent enough time on this distinction between absolute and relative path. So this is home user documents. And if you have Alice and Bob, then the home directory of the Alice would be this highlighted part. The home directory of the Bob would be this, okay, this highlighted part. Okay, I talked about this already. I was wrong. I said print working directory. Actually, it is present working directory. Absolute path. And then remember, just one dot does not represent your parent directory. Just one dot represents your current directory. Okay, so in a lot of cases, this is redundant. You don't have to use it, but in some places, you may need to use that. Okay, what else? And yeah, so to create a file, Bob uses a relative path from his home directory as this, okay? And so, for example, if Bob wants to throw a surprise party for the Alice's birthday, and to track the details, he wants to put the location or all the details for this party planning, okay? And of course, this is a surprise party. He doesn't want to put that inside of the Alice home directory. He wants to put that in documents, okay? So just documents party planning. However, say Alice left the system logged in. So Bob did not realize this, and so he didn't type pwd. So he thought that he is inside of the home slash Bob slash documents, and then actually he is using as the system as Alice. And then if Bob does this, actually this text file is copied or created inside of the documents, which is inside of the Alice, okay? Then it would be just, it's not surprise anymore, okay? But if he used this one, home, Bob, documents, and so on, even if he was logged in as the Alice, still he would put that as long as he has permission to put there. Okay, what else? Creating directories and files. Okay, so here we will create directory and also a file. Let me see. Okay, so we will use some of these directories, which is music, documents, and so on. So to create a new directory, we use nkdir. So consider this as make directory, okay? So I may use the term make dir, okay, make dir, which means make directory. So when you use this, you need to give the name of the directory, and also you use a path to tell where you want to create it, okay? And enter the following commands, and also you can use up arrow key to bring up the last command you type. So now let's create these directories, okay? So here, let me go back. So inside of the documents work, okay? $. Okay, let me clear the screen. Okay, so where am I? I am inside of my home directory. So let's use the absolute path first. So I want to say make dir. What am I creating? Work, okay, inside of the documents, work. So here, make dir. Let's start from the root, and then home, and then user, and then documents, and then I need to type the name of the directory. Was it work? Yes, it was work. And then, okay, I have just created it. So how can I, so this is a question. How can I make sure that I have created work? How can I prove that? From here, I don't want to change my location. From where I am, how can I display the work?
I think you could do ls /home/user/documents and see if there's a work folder.
Exactly, yes. And here it is. How can I do the same thing by using relative path. Somebody else maybe. How can I display this work also by using relative path? Any idea?
Would it be ls dot slash documents?
Exactly. Yes, that's correct. And I am glad that you said dot slash, so that we can also see that this works. The other option would be without using it. It would still work, but my internet connection is slow, I guess. Or maybe the sandbox is slow. Okay, I have just deleted. Yes, so I saw the same result. Okay, very good. Now let's move on. Now I want to create texts inside of the documents by using relative path. How can I do that? So someone tell me, please.
Could you do mkdir documents slash and taxes, was it?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah,
Yes,
so
very
taxes.
good. Taxes. Then if I say ls and documents, and I have both of them, taxes and work. Okay, very good. Now let's do this documents and party planning document. So this is also a directory, party planning. So here, so let me use absolute path for slash home user documents party planning, I guess. Is it correct? Party planning. Okay, that's good. Oops, I am sorry. Not ls. Okay. Mekdir. Okay, excellent. So if I say ls documents, then all of them are created. And then after this, nothing will be displayed, but we created. And then if you do this, so we did relative path, but this is the absolute path to display the documents. And we can also create the directories within other directories. This is known as nesting. So let's organize texts by year. Mekdir documents texts. Okay, so texts and 2017, 18, 19. All right. So where am I? I am here, and I can say, let me do this. Inside of the documents, we have texts, and then 2017. Okay, and let me go up, 18. Okay, 18, yes, and then 19. Okay, so if I say ls and where am I? Okay, documents, and then texts, and then, okay, all of them are created. Okay, by the way, if I say ls, recursively display them. All right, so I can see that, or I can, yeah, so if I scroll up a little bit, I have all of these. Inside of the documents, I have party planning, taxes, work, And then inside of the taxes, I have all of these. Okay. And then what else? Okay, so we use relative path to save some. Actually, I did not follow the instructions, but we did the same thing. I think I used, yeah, I used absolute path, but I hope it is okay because I believe now you learned both of them well. Now let's create some files. To create a file, we can use touch command. Touch command actually just creates a empty file. Okay. So often we will create files with other programs such as text editor, but for now our purpose is just to create a file. So we don't use mkdir. We use mkdir to create directories, but for creating file we use touch command. So we use touch and then this. Actually, I don't know if I should teach you something shortcut because honestly, I don't want to confuse you with something which is not a part of this. But if it confuse you, but you will learn that anyway. So anyway, so under the documents, party planning, gift ideas.txt. So let me scroll down. Okay, so here, touch, and then home, user, documents. What was that? I think party planning. Okay, and inside of here, gift ideas txt. Gift ideas dot txt. Okay, so this is created, I believe. So let's see this. Now I will use relative path documents, party planning. Okay, yes, gift ideas is there. Now let me scroll, go up. So now I need to, let me do this. And now guest list txt, party locations txt. Because I want to create two files in the same directory, I want to use curly brace. If this confuses you, don't worry, just forget about it. But I showed one example already right here. So you learned how to create a text file. Because I will create two files in the same location, I want to use a shortcut. What was it? Guest list txt. Guest list.txt, comma, what is the other one? Party locations. Party locations dot txt. Okay. Actually, let me think. I can do this because txt is common in both of them. I believe I can take them out. Okay. So then outside of the curly brace dot txt. I hope this is clear to you. Inside of the party planning, I have guest list.txt and also party locations inside of the curly brace .txt. Okay, now let's see if it is actually created. ls documents party planning. Okay, excellent. I created three of them. Let's look at the sizes of these. How can I show the sizes of all of these three documents? Can somebody tell me?
Would it be ls-l?
Is that it?
Actually, you're not in the right directory for those, so probably need to change to the party planning folder.
Yes, but I don't want to use cd to change my directory. I can just, from where I am, I can still display it. So how can I go there? How can I display that? I can use relative path, right?
You could do documents/party planning.
Yes, exactly. Party planning. Yes, excellent. So here I have 3 files, and the sizes are 0, 0, 0 byte, 0 byte. So touch basically creates it, but it's just empty file. Okay, so I created 3 files there. What else? So let's create some work files using the relative path. Okay, using the relative path. Okay, touch work. So inside of the work, budget, payroll, employee. Okay, touch by using relative path. That means let me use this one so that you know that from current directory. So let's follow the instructions. Also, it is unnecessary to use /, but it's okay. Documents. Was it work? I guess work. Okay, work. I have really short memory. I am getting old. Budget, payroll, employee list. Budget. Okay. Payroll. Payroll spelled like this, right? Okay, payroll, employee list. And employee list. Okay, so if I want to display the content, so this time let me make a change. Actually, let me make it difficult for you. Let me change my directory. Documents, work, okay, documents, party planning. Not party planning. Where was that? Did we have taxes? Okay, excellent. 2018. Okay, PWD. Yes. Now I am trying to make it much, much harder. How can I display these tax, budget, payroll, employee list? I want to display them. Actually, I want to display the also sizes of the budget, payroll, employee. And I want to use, first, to make it easy, let me display the ls-l home user documents work. Okay, now by using the relative path, how can I display the same thing? The same thing by using relative path.
ls and then -l and documents/work.
Like this. Documents. No, it didn't complete. That means there is no. So let me type. You said documents and then work.
Yep.
No, it didn't work. It didn't work because inside of the 2018 directory, there is no documents directory.
Could you do ls space dash l and then dot dot slash dot dot slash work?
Dot dot work. Yes, it worked. Exactly. So let's see what happened here. So where was I? I was inside of the 2018. By using dot dot, actually I went to Texas. Just look at here. Okay, I went to Texas. I put another dot dot, and then I went to inside of the documents. While I am inside of the documents, there is work inside of the document. Then I type work, and then it displayed all of them. Okay. What else? All right. So we have around 2 minutes left. So let me stop here. Do you have any question?
When you did the curly brackets to make the file, does that work when creating directories as well?
Yes. Yes. Very good question. Yes, that's right. Actually, it may not be a part of this module, but I just wanted to teach something extra. So if that confused you, because it is a little bit related with the programming concept, because you use that as a variable, and then you put .txt, and that might confuse some people. But if that confused you, just forget about those curly braces format. But I have showed how to create the files and all of those in regular way. And yes, very good question. Another question?
When creating the directories, do you have to just go one level beyond what's created, or can you create like a set of directories? For example, if within work there was like a specific project, and then in that project you wanted another directory, so can you like create multiple in a row?
Yes, exactly. Very good question. So for example, let's say you want to create a fruit directory, and inside of the fruit, you want to create apple and orange. So you cannot say create apple inside of the fruit directory, which doesn't exist. So first you need to create fruit directory and then apple directory. Okay. Yeah, very good question. Any other question? All right. So if there is no other question, have a nice day.